Russ.
Hello, you hardcores out there. How are you doing? Sparky here.
Oh, Hartley. How are you, boss?
How are you doing?
Good, my man. Listen, we up to.
I'm all right. Just a bit of this and that. You got your house finished?
Well, it's not quite finished, but it looks it.
Got downstairs done.
Yeah. How are you?
All right. How's kids? All right. Kids all right, yeah.
He's doing well. My boy's doing well. The reason why I want to get it in for 2 o'clock is because he gets home for free and he's a live wire.
Yeah, yeah. A lot been going off in boxing, Mark. You're not with Dillian no more. You've moved on. Got Johnny Fisher. He's coming through. How many's he had now? 6 or 7?
Yeah, actually, it'd be his 9th on Saturday.
9th, is it nice? Yeah, he's getting on a bit.
Could be 8th, but I beg your pardon. 8th or 9th Saturday, yeah.
Yeah. Is he away far? How far is he away from a belt?
He's not too far away at all. He's had some decent sparring for this camp, and he's improved in his seasoning skills. He's before the end of the year. I mean, SJam have been communicating with me, and it looks like he'll have a title fight. Before the end of the year, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I gave him a bit of stick at SJam. Is it Sam Jones? But he goes into bat for his guys, doesn't he?
Yeah, I believe Sam's not involved with SJam. It's Adam Morale. He's the boss there.
Yeah. I thought he was like at one point, wasn't they?
I think they was all together at one point. Yeah, Sam actually introduced me to Johnny Fisher a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, they've even his old man have come on, haven't they, Mark? He'll never have to pay for the Chinese again.
Do you know what, Russell? I can't keep up with all what's going on, but his dad's doing an incredible job in selling thousands of tickets and pushing that promotional machine, pushing that the Johnny Fisher campaign. He's doing a wonderful job. When I first got with Fisher, when Sam introduced me to him, I did smell that he'd be a very popular in the local Essex area. And he really, really is. And
he's not Jack the lad type of boy next door type of lad, isn't he? That you know what I mean?
Well, no,
likeable, isn't he?
Russ, he ain't a Jack the lad fella, to tell the truth. He's a lovely, lovely fella, a proper gentleman. That's the word. He's a gentleman. He really is, and he's a good kid to work with, and you're going to see a difference with him on the 10th of Saturday. Honestly, you're going to be surprised the way he's come on. I really think he has. Do
you feel that that can overshadow what the kid's about? You know, the PR around him with his dad and all that. You know, it's because there's going to have to come a time where he's going into that ring, and it won't be a laugh. He'll be going in there with somebody who can, give him a good fight, kind of thing. Do you think?
Well, do you know what? I can't keep my eye on everything what's going on. When you talk about the PR stuff, I don't even look at it as PR stuff. I do my job.
Yeah.
With him, I've got a number of fighters. I've got an handful of active fighters with big promoters that I'm doing the best I can with what I've got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's it.
You've got to sell tickets, haven't they, I suppose? So I ain't got a problem with anybody selling that amount of tickets, but are they going to have him propping shows up with all them tickets for 30 fights, or are we going to see him in a British title fight after 20?
Well, I hope so. I hope he'll be fighting for a British title, within 20 fights, without a doubt. But the thing is, listen, we tick one fight at a time. Yeah. We go. We'll match the fights according to performance, according to the public. We've got to give one. So we ain't stupid, but everyone's doing their bit to bring this kid along because he's probably the biggest ticket seller in Great Britain right
at the moment. Yeah. Back in the day, Mark, your dad's here, Mickey Duff's here, Henry Cooper, all them boys. To get a British title, you had to put a lot more fights in than what we've just spoke about then, didn't you? Back then.
I'll be honest with you, like even myself, I had 25 professional fights. I never even got a look at an area title, but do you know what I mean? And it was normal back then. It was normal back. I should have hung on a little bit more, maybe 5 fights time. I would have had a dig at the same. But listen, it is what it is. Times have changed, and it's all gone a little bit faster. It's all gone a little bit faster at the minute.
Do you feel like somebody has to rein some of these guys in, because some of them we're seeing they're basically going to meat market in these fights, you know, at elite level, and they're not prepared? Do you think that some of these lads that we've got coming through now, like Johnny Fisher, when they do get to a British title, do you think it'd be best if they like tried to win it outright and stayed around that area for a while before they let him off the lead?
Well, listen, what it is, look, in the gymnasium, I smell area title shots coming along. Yeah. And it's my job to make sure he's ready and prepped. Yeah. I don't want to be in the corner biting my nails, thinking, wonder what's going to happen. I want to make sure he's so he will be more than ready. I will make sure he's more than ready. It's, you know, it's my job. I'm very I take it personal, if you know what I mean. You know, for performance wise, I want performance. I want to make sure all my clients are ready for whatever they're up against. And you can only do, you know, what you can do with what you got. But Johnny Fisher will fight for a British title, and then the world is his oyster after he, touch wood, he wins it.
Yeah. But like I've just said there, you know, if he does win a British title, I don't think it'd be right just stick him in a world title. I'd like to see some of these lads stay at that level, you know, and learn the craft a bit more.
Well, Russ, listen. This is you have to do what opportunity arises
Yeah,
at the
I
given.
understand that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if he was lucky enough to win the British title, yeah, and if you know, and the team felt that we could do with a bit more experience, then would defend it and hopefully win it outright, and then he's more than ready.
Yeah. Young Daniel Dubois is going to be going up against Usyk by the looks of it. How do you see him faring up against basically Mozart and a southpaw, considering his last performance against that Lerona, which wasn't so good, was it?
Do you know what, Russ? I only saw the highlights of that fight and of Daniel's last fight, but I hear it didn't go too well, and it looked a bit, you know, it looked a bit awkward in the corner. That's what I heard, as in his corner. But the Dubois versus Usyk, he's got a puncher's chance, isn't he? He's got a land.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a difficult, almost impossible task, in my opinion. And listen, I'm a very loyal backmad British guy. So I'd love to see him on the whiskers and clean Usyk out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's an hard one for him, isn't it? Against the guy at the top of his game, isn't he?
100%, definitely. Listen, if he was just a little bit bigger, I'll put him in. You know, I wouldn't be able to pick between him and Fury. But if Fury's serious about fighting him, I'd back Fury all the way because of the size.
There's not really much in the difference between him and ability, is there?
No. Ability, and cuteness. You know, ringcraft cuteness. He's up there, Usyk. He's up there, proper.
That comes with age, Mark, Ringcraft, because I know a lot of young lads in their 20s, they've got the all-round game, they've been to Olympics and that, and I think they've got Ringcraft. But do you think that comes in time?
Well, it's like anything. The longer you stick at something, and have desire, you learn how to manage yourself a lot better. If you know what I'm saying, manage yourself, and you don't rush things. You're not over eager with things, and I guess, you know, it's called experience. But Usyk's had a wealth of experience in the amateurs, and that's really worked for him. Stylistically, he's up there, and he's like, who's the little fella now? Who's in the same? That's him. They're of the same breed and that. My message is coming. Your message.
They've had 750 odd fights between them, haven't they? Them two as amateurs and hardly lost. Lomachenko lost one. I think Usyk lost 15 and rematched nearly all of them. So
Yeah.
they're top of the game. But do you think their ringcraft comes from all that time in amateurs and been doing it from a young age?
Oh, 100%. It's, you know, like for sure, for definite. It's being around the right coaches and the right schooling and all of that. You know what I mean? But of course it does. I mean, the stats says it itself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think about their training regimes, Mark, compared to ours? Because we're hearing stories that Kovalev, Usyk, Lomachenko's, they're running in snow bare feet and doing all sorts of things in cold weather and things like that. Do you think that's why they're a little bit more mentally tough than our lads?
Probably, yeah, probably. I mean, we can we can hit pain barriers with certain people, and then you can't hit them with other certain people. Do you know what I mean? But is how can I say? You've got to hit pain barriers when you're building people and building young men or ladies. Now, you've got to hit them pain barriers, and you've got to see what they're made of. And sometimes you got to give it a little bit harder to some than you have others. But you've got to have time and patience to to do that. It takes time. It takes time.
Yeah. Do you think that's where Joshua not so much slipped up, because we're talking about a kid here, Olympic gold medalist, two-time world champion, but you think when he were found wanting in the trenches, and he hasn't been in that many trenches, has he, in his career? But when he were found wanting, do you think he didn't have that experience to pull up on? In Ruiz fight, Usyk fight, and
Well, I feel AJ has done very, very well as a professional. Obviously, he was an Olympic champion as well. But he's not quite naturally gifted as a boxer. You get me? You know what I'm saying? He's not naturally gifted. He's more manufactured. He's still done some great. He's done some great things for British boxing at the highest level, and that, and you can't take it away from him. I think since the Ruiz fight in New York a few fights back, I think he's never been the same since. You know what I mean? Since that fight, but yeah, no. Listen, some people. Listen, he's been world champion, but there's naturally gifted fighters, and there's some that not so naturally gifted, and that's the way it is. It's the way it is, people. With everyone.
you think like somebody like Billy Joe Saunders, they're naturally gifted, because you obviously worked with him for years, didn't you? And you look at his skill set to Joshua's, is that very different?
Yeah, well, that's a perfect example. Billy Joe Saunders is a naturally gifted boxer, beautiful boxer, and it's black and white. It's black and white, but horses for courses, different styles and upbringings and everything. I mean, you just got to work with the best with what you got and make the best of what you got. And I think I've got to say he's done he's reached the highest of levels, isn't he, AJ? But I think he might have. I'm not too sure if he'll win another world title.
How do you see him faring against Wilder? Because Carl Froch came out and said Wilder knocks him out in a round.
Yeah, I can't. I think I've done an interview before regarding that fight, and I went like that. I said, he's got a puncher's chance. He has got a puncher's chance, AJ. But the other fella, see where AJ's looks to me, his confidence ain't where it was. You know what I mean? And he's very apprehensive. That could be his undoing against someone like Wilder, who's an absolute, big banger, massive knockout artist.
Do you sense things in other fighters, Mark? You just said there, and I've picked up on it, and I've picked up on a few things that Julian McGowan said to me. I don't know if it's like all you trainers, but You've trained a heavyweight, Johnny Fisher. You've trained Dillian Whyte, so you know about heavyweights. Joshua, when you were with Dillian, you'd have seen him possibly as the fighter down the line. So you study him. You've just picked up there on something, and you sense that he's apprehensive. Is that if you had a heavyweight who were going to go in with him, you'd pick up on that straight away and tell him, wouldn't you? You know, like if you had Dillian, you'd be saying he's apprehensive, and let's get on him.
Jump on him. Jump on him. Find your way in and jump on him. Take advantage of what's in front of us, basically. You know what I mean? If we see someone apprehensive, then someone of Dillian's nature is bold, courageous, and bullyish. You know what I mean? Would if he took advantage, it would have the upper hand on him. You know what I mean? Or would have a chance, I should say.
Do you think Wilder would have sensed that as well, looking at him?
Listen, all them fighters we're talking about now, they smell that. You know what I mean? They smell that and see that. If they don't, it's just because they're not up there yet. You know what I mean?
Is that why Dillian's screaming for fights? Do you think? Yeah, he's seen it. Dillian.
Is he screaming for fights?
No, they're saying Dillian's saying, "Hey, I thought I were having this fight with Joshua because it looks like they're going for Wilder one, doesn't it?" I'm saying, as Dillian sensed that apprehensiveness in Joshua, and he's thinking, "Yeah, I want some of that."
Well, I think that's a good fight for the fans and for them to each other, like as in Dillian versus AJ. I think they need each other right now, and if they was to pull off a good performance, whoever wins, it would have to be a good performance before they can have another crack. Do you know what I mean? A much bigger fight, because I think they're under that top. You know, that top
Fury.
Yeah. Fury's above them, or Fury and Usyk's above them.
Yeah, yeah. And Wilder, maybe.
And Wilder. Well, Wilder's been out of the picture for a bit, hasn't he?
But he's done Elenia since he come back, hasn't he? But that's all he's done, hasn't he?
That's what I'm saying. He's on that par with Dillian and AJ, I think. Yeah.
Second Fury.
Yes.
Well, if them three could sort around Robin, it'd be great. I mean, I'd like to see Joshua and Dillian first, and winner take Wilder on.
1,000,000%. I agree with you. Me too.
It'd be interesting to see if they can get that on. But what I wanted to ask you is, they're all talking about Saudi and there's all these millions and that, and it's back end of year. If that doesn't come off and this division's parked up, what does that say, Mark? Well, because they're rolling dice if this don't come off, aren't they?
Well, I think for what I saw the other day, I was in a taxi actually. I was going to London, and Saturday night, and then I saw the Skills Challenge promotion.
Yeah.
And it really excited me in a way, because I'm not too sure what's going on with Fury and why that fight didn't come off, because it was meant Fury and Usyk was meant to be happening, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, right, that's a good thing. He's very shrewd. That Usyk's very, very shrewd. He's put. Do you agree with me? He could have put Tyson in a position.
Yeah, well, he's got to fight him.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. I mean, it's a shame that obviously, but listen, I say it's a shame. Listen, Tyson Fury, get over there, get hold of him, get them belts back to the UK, and we've got them all in our country.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to have to be over there, which is a shame, like you just said, for fans, isn't it? With cost and all that getting out there.
I think Fury, he ain't bothered going into foreign territory and having a fight. He's done it before, and I think if he gets his head around it and they do whatever they've got to do business wise, how brilliant would that be? How brilliant would that be for our country if Tyson gets over there, takes all them belts and brings them back to the UK?
Yeah. Where do you think Tyson will end up if he don't fight this year at all?
What do I think? Well, I heard Frank Warren the other day assures everyone he will be fighting in September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can only go on that. You know what I mean? I don't like making assumptions and what ifs.
Yeah, until it happens. It's just that, obviously I do this with YouTube and other people that I speak to. Nobody knows what to put out because everything changes by the day, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yourself, don't you? When you phone, oh no.
yeah.
It's a bit balmy, isn't it, at times boxing, isn't it?
It is, mate. It is. We're sometimes, you just got to keep going, Russ. You got to keep going.
What do you miss about training when you were fighting, Mark, the most? What do you miss about it all? The banter and that?
No, because be honest with you, like I took my training very seriously. It weren't fun. It weren't fun. I did it. I did it to win and to learn and grow, and I enjoyed it. But I'm enjoying training people now. I'm enjoying training and coaching and bringing talent on and working out game plans and getting results. Yeah, and making good human beings of the best I can in the time I got.
Yeah, you don't have any divas in your gym because I've been down to it. There's none of that, is there? You're all
I don't
mucked
think
in.
I don't think so. No, I can't say we have any of them. No, not at all.
Yeah, you sell to Charlie Duffield?
Duffield's still hanging about.
He's all right in the Duffield.
Yeah, Charlie. Charlie, actually, poor old Charlie. He's always, I say he's hanging about. He's always in our gym. He does a lot of personal training. He's a personal trainer up there. He does a lot of strength training, bit of boxing training, and he's had a little bit of bad news recently. He lost his mum.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
sorry to hear
yeah.
that.
But yeah, so he's he's dealing with that at the minute. But no, he's good, Charlie. He's a lovely fella.
And what other young lads have you got in there? You got John Edges, haven't you?
Tell you what, John Edges just had a hand operation not too long ago, a couple of months ago actually. I'm expecting him to be back in the gym soon. A guy done his hand, a man from Manchester called Mike Hayton, who's got a very good reputation. He's done a couple of my fighters' hands, or people I know, and they're all been very, very successful. Ebony Bridges included, and he's going to he'll be back soon. I've got a really good middleweight. His name's Joel Bartel. I knew him since 14 years old, but he's now 21 years old, and he's had two professional fights. But good fighter. He's one to watch out. Can punch both hands, but a good box fighter, a good brain. Very, 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 very good fighter. Who else have got?
Tommy Fletcher, he's a big puncher, isn't he?
Tommy Fletcher, he's fighting. He's fighting Friday night, this Friday on the 9th, on the Frank Warren Show, BT. On the Saturday night, Johnny Fisher's fighting on the Matchroom Show at Wembley. Yeah, so we're pretty bosh.
Is he in a good? Is he in a good one?
Oh, which one?
Johnny, is he in a good fight?
Johnny's in a fight. He's got a guy. He's had not 8 or 9 fights, won 7, something like that. It's the right fight at the right time for him. Southpaw, 6'4". 6'4". He's very schooled. He's from over in not Panama, but over one of them South American countries. But no, it's a right fight. It's a good challenge for Johnny facing his first Southpaw. Good challenge, but Johnny's. I think this because he is a Southpaw, his opponent. It's giving him something to think about, and you can see in his work how he's thought about it. He's an ex-university graduate, so he's one of them studiers. Do you know what I mean? He's got to chill out a little bit. He's got to relax a little bit, enjoy it.
He might be over analysing a lot of things, because he looks that type of kid, doesn't he? Bright as a button.
100%. Listen, we've all addressed that with him. He's got to relax a little bit, and I don't mean to say you've got to go to sleep.
He'd be very critical of himself, I think. Johnny Fisher, is that right?
He's not too critical. I'll be honest with you. He's not too critical. He don't do a lot wrong. He don't do a lot wrong. What he does a little bit wrong, or he did do a bit wrong, was crowd his work through like wanted to get everything done 100
I
miles
saw
an
that in
hour.
an interview where he was saying he crowded rushed his work and stuff like that.
Yeah, but now he's getting more measured, and he has to
Still
be.
raw, isn't he? Though he's still going to be raw after that many fights, isn't he?
Yeah, but listen, watch him on Saturday, and let me know. Give me a phone. Let me know what you think.
How far is he off fighting somebody like Fabio Wardley or David Adelaide?
Well, listen, they're just in front of him because of where they are. I wouldn't say David Adelaide.
You say they're a year in front of him.
Well, they're a year in front of him because they're just on their first ladders of titles.
Yeah,
You get me?
yeah.
David Adelaide ain't got a title. Ain't got a title yet, is he?
No, he's 11-0, but he's knocking on the door.
Yeah. Listen, you know, I know what Johnny's made of. Yeah, I know what he's all about, and very confident with them guys. But as I say, look, it's they're where they are. They're where they are, and he's where he is. But he's not far beyond. Not far beyond him. If it went off tomorrow, we'd go to war. Do you know what I mean?
It could be something like down the line. I know Errol Christie Mark Kayla, couldn't it? Adelaide against Johnny Fisher. Do you know, in 2 or 3 years, so that could be a really big stadium fight, couldn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. You know, possibly sooner.
Yeah. I just think that them two, Adelaide and Fisher, I see them having a good go at each other in a few years.
Yeah.
Not yet, but I think it'd be something I'd like to see.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
I think so. But all right. That's about it, really, Mark. I just wanted to see if you're all right.
Lovely, Russ, really good.
Well.
You look $1 million with them teeth and all. I love your teeth. I love you. I love your tan, your teeth, and you're slim now.
6-pack, kid.
I need to put on a bit, me.
I'm struggling with two bottom of a 4-pack then. If I get a stone off, I'll get a 6-pack. There's no on me, is there? So yeah,
You look well.
thank you, mate.
Really...
Well, you look well yourself, mate. What same age, Ant? What were you, 53, Mark?
I'm 50. Melissa, how old am I? 54. I'm 54. I'm 50. Talk to you in a minute. I'm 54, Russ. I was 54, mate.
Yeah, we're in our 50s, mate.
She's lost her phone. She's like, say hello, Russell. Shout out.
How you doing, Melissa?
Listen, I've got a
have you lost it?
I don't know. So I've lost my phone. So I'll go and pick Mark up from school.
I'll bring it up. All right.
All right.
All right. I'll come with you. I'll be in 2 minutes. Russ.
Listen, you take care, mate.
Russ, you're right.
I'm all right, mate. Listen, we'll speak again. You take care. All the best, Mark.
Russell, appreciate it.
Right.
Man. Cheers, mate.
Right.
Well, that was Mark Tibbs. Enjoyed that. Could have gone on longer, but he's got things to do, get his little lad from school and whatnot. Find their lasses phone. But I enjoyed that. Good for him. It's good to catch up. See, I don't always hammer Johnny Fisher. All right, he's a work in progress. See, all the people who said dig him out. We have a bit of banter with his old man, don't we? But let's have it right. Nobody's doing it right, like Johnny Fisher's dad getting themselves out there. I know it's a bit cringe at times with all that Chinese food. When I look at him sometimes, I think I used to be bigger than him and I used to eat like that. If he could just have that pipe down his throat and see what's going on in there, he'd be frightened to death. But cut down on the Chinese and look after your son a bit better. Johnny Bosch Fisher Senior. Good luck to Johnny Fisher Jr. Good luck to Mark Tibbs. He's busy. Nice to have him on. And I think that's about it. I want to thank everybody for liking and subscribing, pressing the notification button, and sharing the videos on your WhatsApp. All right. However, anybody out there wants to earn an extra few quid, get in touch, pokecorner@mail.com. All you got to do is share a link from Welcome Estates on your social medias. Everybody shares links all the time to their mates on WhatsApp and on the social medias, pinning links. All you got to do is share it. They go out in the gear quote, you get 50 quid, whether they buy or not. We all know somebody that knows about wanting. We all know somebody that knows that they want to buy a property, don't we, abroad? I know loads that want to do it. They just need showing how to do it. And if it sells, you get your commission. Cheaper than a lottery ticket. All right? That's about it. Have a look. Well, you got 30 minutes out of me. All right. Peace out. Keep on trucking, keep sporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. Big shout out to Rick Maudsley in Bury, Frank Smith in Bury, and Dave in Bury. Booyaka.